you'll never be ready. And that's a good thing. The truth is, readiness is an illusion. Let me show you why waiting to feel ready is exactly what's keeping you stuck, and how to flip that mindset forever. You're not ready. Start anyway. We all wait for the right moment, the perfect timing. More confidence, more knowledge, less fear, but that moment rarely comes. And even when it does, it never feels as right as we imagined. The truth, most of what we call readiness is just fear in disguise. It's a mental trick to delay action and protect ourselves from failure or discomfort. But here's the good news. You don't need to be ready. You need to move. And this shift in mindset will change everything from your career, to your confidence, to your relationships. The people who make progress are not the ones who wait for motivation, clarity, or the stars to align. They are the ones who choose action over hesitation, even when it's uncomfortable. That's how you gain clarity. That's how confidence is built. Not by waiting, but by walking through the uncertainty and proving to yourself that you can handle it. 1. Readiness is a lie. Think about it. When was the last time you felt 100% ready for something important? A big career move, a relationship, a life change? Probably never. That's because readiness isn't a milestone you reach. It's a myth we tell ourselves to avoid risk. We tend to believe that preparation equals certainty. But life doesn't work that way. You can study for weeks, plan every step, and still feel unsure. That's because fear and doubt are part of the process. The brain is wired for safety, not for growth. So it will always look for reasons to delay, to protect you. Most people confuse readiness with the absence of fear. But true readiness means acting despite the fear. It's the ability to say, I'm not fully prepared, but I'm moving anyway. The truth is, growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. It happens when you stretch. Confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from showing up, doing the reps, learning in real time. The people who succeed aren't braver. They're just willing to take imperfect steps. While others wait, they move. While others plan, they practice. While others dream, they execute. Every great story, every business, every transformation, every comeback started with someone who wasn't fully ready. Yours will too. 2. The cost of waiting. Waiting feels safe, but it's actually dangerous. Every time you delay action, you reinforce fear. You tell your brain, this is something to be afraid of. And the longer you wait, the bigger the fear becomes. It turns from a whisper into a wall. And that wall, it blocks more than progress. It blocks opportunities, relationships, income, self-worth. It traps you in a version of yourself that's smaller than your potential. Let's be real. How many things have you not done because you were waiting to feel ready? The job you didn't apply for, the course you didn't launch, the video you didn't post. Not because you weren't capable, but because you were afraid to start messy. But here's the paradox. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. Because life moves, and the people who take action, they grow, they build skills, they attract results, and the gap between you and them widens. The greatest cost of waiting isn't missed opportunities, it's regret. The pain of looking back 5 years from now, wondering what could have been. That pain lasts far longer than the short-term discomfort of starting before you feel ready. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be in motion. That's how momentum is built. That's how fear is reduced. That's how regret is avoided. Start small. Start now. But start. 3. Action builds readiness. Most people believe readiness leads to action. But it's the opposite. Action builds readiness. Think of any skill you've learned. Riding a bike, writing, public speaking. You didn't wait until you felt confident. You practiced. You fell. You improved. And that created confidence. Confidence isn't a prerequisite. It's a result. When you take action, you get feedback. You learn what works, what doesn't, and how to adjust. And that builds certainty. It's not about feeling fearless. It's about building evidence that you can handle the fear. Every action you take, especially when uncomfortable, rewires your brain. You build proof. You expand your comfort zone. You shift your identity from someone who waits to someone who moves. Think of the first time you hit record on camera, walked into a gym, pitched your idea. It was uncomfortable, but after doing it a few times, it became normal. That's not magic. That's neuroplasticity. Action trains your brain to adapt, to grow, to believe. It's not always pretty, but it's powerful. You want to be ready. Do the thing. Readiness is not found, it's built. 4. The myth of the right time. One of the most dangerous lies we believe is this: I'll do it when the time is right. There is no right time. Life will always be messy. You'll always have doubts. There will always be bills, distractions, responsibilities, or fears. The perfect moment doesn't exist because we grow into it. Waiting for things to calm down is like waiting for the weather to always be sunny. It's just not real. Instead of waiting for the conditions to change how you respond to the conditions. Train your mindset to move through the storm, not around it. People who win in life aren't the ones with perfect timing. They're the ones who decide to move anyway. They choose urgency. They choose ownership. They create momentum. The truth is, the right time is a decision, not a discovery. You choose when to start. You choose when enough is enough. And often, that decision changes everything. Want to stand out? Start when others stall. Want to lead? Move before you feel ready. That's how you break free from average. 5. Final word. You'll never be ready, but you don't need to be. The life you want, the version of you you admire, isn't built by thinking. It's built by doing. By moving before you're comfortable. By acting when it's hard. By showing up scared and doing it anyway. If you want confidence, act without it. If you want clarity, move without knowing. If you want success, start before you feel prepared. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need full certainty. You need movement, courage, consistency. That's how every great story begins. Not with clarity, but with courage. Stop waiting. Start messy. Start now. And build your readiness by becoming the person who acts.